Siberian Huskies are renowned for their impressive and varied vocal expressions, a collection of sounds that goes far beyond the typical canine bark. This extensive vocalization is not random, it is a sophisticated language where each sound has different meanings. The Husky Scream is arguably the breed's most infamous vocalization. It is a shockingly loud, piercing, high-pitched sound that can easily be mistaken for a cry of agony. First-time hearers often think the dog is being tortured, but this intense sound is a hallmark of the breed's expressive and often dramatic nature. A husky scream is a complex vocalization that signals a peak emotional state, which can be either positive or negative. It is most commonly associated with frustration and protest, serving as the dog's way of arguing or having a tantrum when it disagrees with a command. However, the scream can also be an explosive expression of extreme excitement and joy, such as before a desired activity like a walk. Additionally, it can be a sign of negative stress, particularly severe separation anxiety or fear. Husky Talking refers to the breed's unique ability to produce variable sounds that mimic human speech. These vocalizations often take the form of long woo-woo or row-row sounds. The talking vocalizations of huskies as a primary form of social interaction and communication with their human pack members. This behavior serves several purposes. It can be a form of greeting and engagement, a way for the husky to express its opinions and emotions, or a method of arguing and protesting commands or situations it dislikes. Additionally, huskies may mimic the tonal patterns of human speech in an attempt to participate in what they perceive as the pack's main form of communication. This talking is a strong indicator that the husky considers its human a valued member of its pack. The howl is the quintessential husky sound, a deep, melodic, and sustained vocalization designed to carry over immense distances. It is a direct and powerful link to their wolf ancestry and their history as long-distance communicators. In essence, the howl of a husky is a crucial long-range communication tool rooted in pack dynamics. Its primary functions include assembling the pack by announcing its location. A howl can also be an instinctual expression of loneliness and separation anxiety. Furthermore, howling is a communal and social bonding activity. A single howl can initiate a group sing-along that reinforces pack unity. Lastly, it is often an instinctual response to external high-pitched sounds, such as sirens or a baby's cry, which may mimic the sound of another howl, prompting the husky to answer the call. A whine is a high-pitched, often nasal-sounding vocalization that is typically produced with the mouth closed. It is one of the most versatile sounds in the canine vocal repertoire. A husky's whine is a direct and specific vocalization used to express its needs or emotional state. The most frequent use of a whine is to signal a desire for something tangible, such as food, water, a walk, a toy, or attention. It can also be an indicator of negative emotions like stress, anxiety, or frustration, often triggered by events like thunderstorms, being leashed, or the owner's departure. Importantly, whining serves as a critical signal of physical pain or discomfort due to injury or illness. Conversely, it can also be a sign of pure excitement and happiness, such as when greeting their owner or anticipating an enjoyable activity. A growl is a low-frequency, guttural, rumbling sound produced deep in the chest. Of all canine vocalizations, the growl carries the most critical duality, and misinterpreting it can have serious consequences. A husky's growl can signify a range of emotions from pure joy to a serious threat. It can be a normal and healthy part of play, where loud, rumbling growls indicate enjoyment during games like tug of war. Some huskies also produce a soft rumble of contentment when being petted, similar to a cat's purr. Most critically, a growl serves as a clear warning to back off. This type of growl indicates the dog is uncomfortable, fearful, or aggressive and may precede a bite. Triggers for a warning growl are varied. and can include resource guarding, feeling threatened, fear, or pain. It is crucial not to punish a warning growl, as it is an essential communication tool that provides an opportunity to de-escalate a potentially dangerous situation. Yips are short, sharp, high-pitched barks, while yowls are short, exuberant howls. These sounds are often strung together in rapid succession, creating a symphony of pure, unadulterated excitement. A husky's yips and yowls are primarily expressions of positive, high-energy emotions. These sounds are a common indicator of playfulness and pure joy, often heard during exciting games like chase or wrestling. They also signal intense anticipation when a husky knows a pleasant event, such as a walk or receiving a treat, is imminent. However, it's crucial to differentiate these playful sounds from a single sharp yelp, which is an involuntary cry indicating sudden pain. This is one of the more subtle sounds in the husky's arsenal. It is a breathy, non-vocal puffing sound made by forcing air through the nose and mouth, like a quiet, suppressed bark. It is often referred to by owners and trainers with onomatopoeic terms like chuff, huff, or boof. A husky's chuff is a quiet, close-range vocalization used for low-level communication. Its main purpose is to serve as a quiet alert to its owner, akin to saying, "Did you notice that?" When it sees or hears something like a person outside or a strange noise, without the intensity of a bark. A more forceful huff can express mild annoyance or displeasure, such as when a request for a treat is denied. Groans are low, deep, often drawn-out vocalizations. Mumbles are similar but are often described as low-volume talking or grumbling, a continuous stream of low, indistinct sounds. A husky's groan is a sound with a dual nature that is highly dependent on the context. Most commonly, it is a benign expression of contentment and supreme comfort, often heard when the dog is settling into a soft bed, being petted, or stretching after a nap. However, a groan can also be a serious indicator of pain and discomfort, especially chronic pain from conditions like arthritis or abdominal issues. This type of groan is typically associated with movement, such as lying down or getting up. Lastly, a groan or grumble can be a form of protest, boredom, or pouting, used by the husky to complain or solicit attention from its owner. A moan is similar to a groan but is often described as a longer, thinner, and sometimes higher-pitched sound. A sigh is a deep, audible exhalation of breath, a behavior shared by humans and many other mammals. A husky's moans and sighs primarily express an internal emotional state, ranging from positive to negative. The most common meaning is pleasure and contentment. A low-pitched moan or a deep sigh with half-closed eyes indicates the dog is relaxed and happy. Conversely, a sigh with wide-open eyes can signal disappointment or frustration when a desired activity ends or a goal isn't met. Like groans, moaning can also be a sign of pain or discomfort, and a sudden increase in this vocalization, particularly during movement, may point to a medical issue. It is also important to recognize that sighing can be an unconscious physiological reflex in all mammals, serving to stretch the lungs and regulate the respiratory system, and is not always tied to a specific emotion. The bark is the classic, sharp, explosive vocalization that is the primary mode of communication for many dog breeds. Siberian Huskies are capable of barking, but they use it much less often than other breeds, generally favoring howls, talks, and whines. When a husky does bark, it's typically reserved for specific high-arousal situations. The most common reason for a husky to bark is during moments of excitement and play, characterized by high-pitched, sharp barks. They may also bark out of frustration, such as during a confusing training session, or to demand attention if other vocalizations are ignored. Notably, huskies are unlikely to bark as a warning to strangers, which is why they make poor guard dogs. While an individual husky might bark if startled or to alert to a very specific sight or sound, it is not their typical response to intruders or people approaching their territory. To accurately understand a husky's vocalizations, one cannot interpret sounds like growls or whines in isolation. Canine behavior experts stress the need to observe the whole dog, taking into account the interplay of body language, such as posture, facial expression, and tail carriage, along with the specific situation. For example, a growl can signify play or a serious warning, and the dog's physical demeanor is the key to telling the difference. This reliance on context and nonverbal cues means huskies are high-context communicators. The meaning of their vocalizations is not always explicit in the sound itself, but is embedded in the surrounding circumstances and the shared relationship with their owner. This is different from low-context communication, where messages are direct and self-contained. Consequently, owning a husky requires a significant commitment to learning their unique and nuanced language. While this makes the relationship potentially more demanding than with other breeds, it offers the reward of a uniquely deep, interactive, and conversational partnership.